Hello and welcome to the 23rd take of my Brotato review. This is the start of my Brotato series. I thought I would get the review out of the way because since recording this initial play session, I've played roughly 10 more hours, so I have a feel for things. I know this is going to be one of those games where 2,000 hours in, I'm going to be ecstatic. It's going to be a different curve. So this is not the only reviewy video. All my other videos, I'm going to play one character, and I'm going to kind of talk about what I learned that episode, reviewing the character, like what I think their strengths and weaknesses are. And there will for sure be like, 2 Ranger episodes or whatever. Like, I'm not going to limit it to being 1 episode per character. So think of this as both a review and the start of a Let's Play. And I want to preface this, how I do most of my reviews. I'm coming from the position of a player. I have done game reviews. I know how to articulate myself, but I do not consider myself in any way able to judge a game. In other situations, maybe food or something more non-surreal, I can judge that pretty well. But games, every person has their niche. And while I love almost every game and find things to love in it, that does not give me a right to judge games. It's what I do as like my big hobby outside of work and stuff. So that's more where I'm coming at it from. It's not a buy it or don't buy it. It's what I like about this game, and then small judgments that didn't ruin it for me. I'm never going to be like, don't buy a game. And I hope you guys enjoy the soundtrack, because I attempted to find the Brotato soundtrack everywhere because I loved it. I'm about to talk about that. But it was nowhere to be found. So you guys get the selection of my favorite Dark Souls 2 combat soundtracks and Majula. And I hope those pair well with the high intensity gameplay. On to the talk of the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack and the sound design in this game. It felt very reactive and reminded me of Binding of Isaac. What are some other ones? Like Vampire Survivors. I got one on my phone right here. Survivor.io, a lot of IO games. There was this game I used to play on a computer. It wasn't Dead Zed. It was some zombie game, some voxel 2D game. It reminds me of all those and how reactive it is, and I want to call it bubbly. Like when I click on the item here, when you're scrolling through the menu, everything has a little sound, and they kind of have a different reaction to you. Like the sound design, and it's different in the shop, it's different in the menu. It doesn't feel like static sound design. Like it feels like if I was playing, a lot of feel words. If I was playing an open world game, like I was transitioning environments or entering combat arenas, which is a nice feeling. None of it bored me at all. I found myself not even watching videos while I played. I was just enjoying the experience. So that's a really good thing. In the sound design, I felt like it pulled me in. It felt like I was playing Binding of Isaac. It felt like there was a lot on the stakes, and I felt the sound design lent itself to that very well. So, like, if we're doing numbers, like, the sound design is really good. Like, it would have to be above a 7 out of 10. UI, I guess, is what I call this once before, my world design. But I'm going to bundle those up into this one, but I'm going to talk about UI first. I really like the UI. It felt better than Binding of Isaac. Like, the shop felt very intuitive. It felt like a break from the action. I love the pause menu. I do wish the health bar and XP were maybe bigger, because there's just so much of the screen, but I understand it's so you can react. So it didn't offend me in any way. I really enjoyed the game overall. It was a really great game. The UI is really great. It lent itself to what it was trying to do, and it felt, I think Afterbirth was the one where you go in the arena and in Binding of Isaac. It felt better than Afterbirth for sure. Like, I love the shop. It felt like if Afterbirth was actualized into a whole nother thing. I really don't know what else to say. The timer was very intimidating. I liked knowing that I had a level up in the top right hand corner and knowing when I leveled up like breath or something, because I'm pretty sure you do that throughout the game. You level up your organs. I'm not sure how that works, because I would randomly get like a heart and then an arrow, but I wouldn't have leveled up. It felt a little bit different. I really liked the UI. Like, none of it was intrusive, none of it was bad. If things could be a little bit larger and maybe opaque or something so you could see through it, that would be pretty good. I liked the... I don't look at until later on in my PlayStation session. I really liked the menu UI, like the being able to see the achievements and stuff. I'm having to both draw out what I'm going to say and beat it down and make it more compact and less rambly. So if I sound like worn out in any of these takes, that's because each of these is like 4 or 5 takes minimum. I think overall throughout the video I'm already on like 16, 17 takes, so I don't want you guys to think I'm like unenthusiastic about the game. I've been playing it all day today, and I've been playing other games, but I've been recording this for like 4 hours, so please cut me some slack. World design is, of course, the next thing. I just decided to separate those takes because it was becoming a bit difficult. I really like the world. I'm not sure. I feel like there's for sure other levels because it feels very Binding of Isaac-esque, where this is like the first level. But I, in my now 10 hours of playtime, have not made it past the first level. I think I kind of suck ass. But I love the world design. Like, it felt like I was battling for, I don't know, you're a potato. It feels like a potato patch. It feels like you're battling insects. It feels like you have a goal, and what little the world does to communicate it, it's kind of there. And with that, I love the creature design. You could kind of tell what each one was, and I don't know how to say things. My notes are fucked up for this one. The creatures felt like they fit the world. Nothing felt out of place. They all felt like they followed the same art style. And onto that, like the item design, I loved it because every item I wanted to acquire, and that's for sure been something. It felt like each item is something to strive for. None of them looked useless. Even like the body parts and stuff. Like, each one lends itself to the art style, making a developed world, and I feel like that's something to strive for in a game like this, where it's a roguelike. Time to talk about the gameplay and the challenge. I found the game itself very challenging. I couldn't get past, like, I think even today, level 20. So it was very challenging, but it didn't make me want to give up. It's not like an unreasonable... I don't want to say Dark Souls. I like the Dark Souls genre. There's only been one Dark Souls-esque game I've ever like had to get up from. All other ones, like the actual Dark Souls games, aren't that hard except for like a couple bosses. I mean, that'll fuck you up for like mid-year and shit. Make you cry. But I don't want to group in with that, so I'm going to say it's very roguelike. You don't feel like you're losing anything from losing. It feels like a time sink. It feels like it was a good use of your time. What else is there to say? It felt very intuitive, like I came into it and it's just like, oh, this is fucking Binding of Isaac, this is whatever. Like, there was no second guessing, there was no having to figure shit out. I figured it out very quickly. And I liked the game a lot. Like, I liked the gameplay. It felt like each upgrade had a purpose. It felt like each upgrade had weight to it. Nothing felt like it. Nothing felt meaningless, I guess. Like, everything felt like there was a reason for it to be there. It didn't feel like there's any wasted space. It felt very optimized. None of it felt like it was filler at all, I guess is how I'd put it. Especially with like the game design and gameplay, I didn't see a single wasted enemy, a single like retexture. Like, yeah, some enemies are armored versions of other enemies, but like there's not, oh, 4 tiers of armor. It all felt very purposeful. So I guess, yeah, it felt very purposeful. It felt very filled. It felt intuitive. There's so many words, little buzzwords I could say. Like, I liked the shit out of it. Overall, I love the game. I can't say it's a Binding of Isaac or Vampire Survivors yet. I just haven't gone as deep into it as I need to for a roguelike, but I can't say it's not going to be my next hyperfixation, which makes me have to say, you know, not a 10 out of 10, but it's like a fluctuating or a undecided like 8.9 maybe, like close to a 9 out of 10. There were just like very minor things that got to me, but I understand they were keenly part of the game design. Like, I didn't like that a lot of the items I bought like sacrificed other stats. Like, I loved seeing the numbers go up and having to like sacrifice stats to get, how do I say it, like more stats was kind of not even like upsetting. It was just what it was trying to be, which is totally fair. And other than that, like, I want to re-review this game probably around episode maybe 9 or 10 of the Let's Play. And I feel like then I'll have a better grasp of how I'm feeling about it. Maybe after like my first win on the easiest difficulty, I'll come back to it, because I'm not the type that's like, yo, beat every character on the highest difficulty. No, I'd fucking die. My thing is, oh, I beat the game on the easiest difficulty. Like, when I was playing Binding of Isaac, I never did a like 4-cycle rebirth run or something. Like, oh, beat mom, went to heaven, beat the goop, shit like that. There's so many games like that that I've played. I don't even know what some of them are. Like, there's that one tower one I love. Shit, it's out my ears. I can't, you know, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can never remember these things. Even in the third take, I can't. But I never beat the game on the hardest difficulty, but I think I will for sure come back and re-review it once I've been on a different difficulty or being it at all. Other than that, the rest of this is essentially gameplay, and I'll do like very light voiceover talking about some stuff. Mostly it'll just be like music and gameplay for the rest of this. I was honestly thinking about speeding up the rest of this farther than like the 6 times or whatever I have it going at. But I realized that I won't be able to get 2 of my favorite Dark Souls songs in, so you guys get to suffer through mediocre voiceover. Jesus Christ, I got like all purples there. I think my main, like, what I realized I was being stupid about with these was I didn't get all 6 items. Like, I was constantly merging and stuff. I think I was being very non-intelligent with how I was playing this guy. I think that's what lost it. I think you want to get all 6 weapons as early as possible, or at least 4 or 5, and then start grabbing items. I just don't think I knew what items did, because perhaps Precise goes off of range damage. I had -11 or something, but I didn't seem to be doing shit range damage, so I just didn't think it was an issue. I like a lot of these like items and everything. I love the shop. It feels very unique, and oh my god, my biggest mistake buying shackles. Capped my speed where it was at -4 permanently. I think that lost me the run right there. I think even now, a day later, because I'm gonna play some more of these tomorrow before I edit my next Terraria vid. Or maybe after I edit, maybe I should start the day doing what I don't want to do. Editing sucks ass. I think I'm gonna play some more of these, try out some different heroes, maybe Chunky, maybe Precise again, or Brawler again. See if there's not a different feeling when I do something like that. I'm not sure why I didn't combine the shocking knives. I think I could have done a bit more and gone like the knife again or something, so I just don't think I was the smartest. And I think turret play is probably something that's pretty viable or necessary, because in my most recent run of all-rounder, I got a couple turrets and I got a couple gardens and shit, and I was able to make it till like fucking late ass round. I think harvesting and luck or something, like with dodge and stuff, you just need them. I think this character starts with like 0 dodge though. I wish there was a way to get more money. I think I'm just genuinely bad at the game. So overall, like, I can't talk shit. See, this is what I was talking about earlier with, I know, ADHD bouncing around. I'm just trying to fill the time. I'm trying to not keep you guys bored. Because when I like put these videos past my friends and family to have them reviewed, they always say like the gaps in talking were too long. So I'm just trying not to do that. But no, I think I genuinely fucking suck at this game, but what I was talking about before I started talking about ADHD and reviewing the videos, those guys with the helmets that we're seeing again here are what I was talking about with like the game design. There's some of these little guys I don't get, like the bigger ones, like I just don't think I know the purpose. I think there might be a bestiary that might fix a lot, and I'm about to die, I think. Yeah, all those little red dots from the quick shooting ones were probably like my worst favorite guys overall. Honestly, Ranger was probably my favorite run of this session. I think I started with 2 pistols, which felt a little bit weird, but I progressed really well. I think I focused the right things. I'm just not good at the game. I think if I focused attack speed, range, like dodge, that's in like speed, that's kind of what you want to do. Like damage, range damage, attack speed. Just those things, maybe get some HP, some life steal. So damage, range damage, critical chance, range, dodge. I think those are what I would go for with Ranger and what I'm going to continue going for. I'm actually going to do some Ranger runs in the morning. You know what? This right here is motivated me to, for sure. But no, Ranger was my favorite. And I think, honestly, since we're about to get to my favorite Dark Souls songs, I'm going to just wrap this up and let the rest of the video play out. You know, gotta get that 20-minute mark, or whatever the fuck YouTubers say. Those who've made it this far, I know I say this all the time on the ed videos, but it's because I really fucking mean it. Thank you so fucking much. Like, I'm so happy to have you guys here. I'm so happy to have people who put up that watch time. I'm never gonna beg for subscribers, especially early on in the video when people actually see it, but if you've made it this far, whether you're asleep or working or something, if you'd consider dropping a subscription or a like or a comment, doesn't even have to be anything, just watching it all the way through, whatever, it makes this hobby feel like something more than that. It feels like I'm doing something for other people. And I hope that if you do have any criticisms or anything, you would let me know, because I'm really trying to improve. Like, I went from, even if you look at it a couple months ago, like these shitty fucking copy-pasted, like, spam videos to, this edited, like, actually, for me, taking a lot of thought power type videos. And I just hope you guys see some sort of intrinsic value in this. So for those who are still here and for those who are still watching, I hope you guys have a great rest of this video. You guys watch all the way through. If not, I hope you enjoyed it so far. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Hope to see you guys again next time. And if not, that's alright.